What we're going to do is, if you want to follow along while you're watching this video, that's great. And if not, don't worry about it. But when it comes time, you're going to go to classroom.google.com and log in with your CFC username and password. All right, so let's make our first assignment. I'm going to show you 3 different types of assignments today. The first one is just a normal assignment like I would give in any class, where I'm going to ask a single student to write a paper. All right, so I'll say create assignment, and I'll give it a title. Now when it comes down to instructions, you can type them in. If you've already written them, you could copy them and paste them in here, or you can attach a document of instructions to this area. The first one allows you to attach a file from your computer in almost any format. The second one allows you to attach a file from Google Drive. The third one allows you to attach a YouTube video, and this last one will allow you to attach a link to a website. I'm going to come into Google Drive because I already have my instructions written up, and I'm going to go to my drive and navigate to those instructions. All right, here they are. It's just called Assignment Instructions, and I'm going to select it and choose Add. All right, so here's my instructions. Now when I come over here, I'll see that the students can view this file, meaning anybody that comes in has access to read this document, and that's exactly what I want. So now I can come up here and I can choose the due date that I want. So I can say I want it due on Monday, and I can choose a time if I want. This next area here where it says topic is something that you're really not going to need to worry about right now. My assumption is that you will be using Classroom only to do these graded assignments and not to replace OAKS. If you were using this as a learning management system, then you could attach it to a specific topic, but we're not going to worry about that now. So just to recap, I've given it a title. I could have put my instructions here, but instead I attached them by clicking on the Google Drive icon and adding instructions that I already had in Google Drive. I gave it a due date and time, and I'm skipping topic. Now, I could either click Assign, and it will assign it to the students right away, or I can schedule it to post in another week, so it'll post next Friday, and then the students won't be able to see the assignment until next Friday. Or I can save it as a draft if I'm not quite done working on it. But I'm just going to go ahead and click Assign. All right, so that's our first assignment. We're going to go ahead and make all 3 of them and then go in as the student and look at them. So again, I'm going to come into the plus sign in the lower right-hand corner, and I'm going to choose Create Assignment. And this one I'm going to call Collaborative Assignment, or Assignment 2. Again, I can put instructions in here. All right, so I've just put in some instructions here. Again, I can give it a due date if I want. Let's say that this one's going to be due on the 9th, and I'm not going to worry about a time, and I'm going to ignore topic. But here's what I'm going to do next, which makes this tool so powerful. I'm going to give all of my students in the class one document, and I want all of them to edit the same document. In order to have this collaborative feature, I need to stay in Google Drive. So I'm going to click on Google Drive. Again, I'm going to locate the file that I want them to work on, and it's right here called Collaborative Document. So I'm going to select it. You can see by this icon that it's a presentation. It's a Google Slides presentation. It's not a document. I could use a document or a spreadsheet, but I'm choosing to use this Google Slide, and I'll just choose Add. And the important component is over here next to Students Can View File. I'm going to select that and say Students Can Edit File. What this means is that every student in my class can now edit this file. I heard someone say once in a presentation that I went to that this should not say Students Can Edit File. It should say Students Can Collaborate on this file, because that really implies that collaboration feature. And again, I have the same choices down here to delay it, make it a draft, but I'm just going to assign it. All right, so now our last assignment type. I'm going to come over here again under the plus. Again, I'm going to choose Create Assignment. And this one is going to be Assignment 3, Template. All right, I've typed in a few instructions. Obviously, your instructions will probably be better than these. I can set a due date if I want, but I'm not going to in this case. And again, what this is going to do is this is going to be that feature that I told you about earlier where I can take something from Google Drive and a student will get an automatic copy of it. So I'm going to choose something from Drive. I'm going to choose this one doc per student and just say Add. All right, and like before, I want to come over here to this drop down. So students can view the file we've used, students can collaborate on the file we've used, but now this one is make a copy for each student. And I'm super excited to show you how this works when we get into it. But what it's going to do is it literally will make a copy of this document in the student's Google Drive, and they can then work from this. And then lastly, I'm going to assign it. Now, before I assign it, I do want to tell you one other thing. I have been attaching only one thing to each of these assignments, but you can attach multiple files. I could attach something from my computer and from Google and a video and a link if I wanted. So you have a lot of freedom with the number of things that you attach to each assignment. For simplicity's sake, I've only been doing one, but I just wanted you to know that you can do multiple. And now we'll assign it. All right, I am a very busy professor. I've just assigned 3 assignments to my students. They have due dates, which I can see here at the top, or none in this case. And I can also see that in this case, I don't have any students that have completed the assignments. So that completes this session on how to create different assignments in Google Classroom. In part 4 of this video series, we're going to take a look at what it looks like from the student perspective as the students go about submitting these assignments.